Hi guys, it's me, Nana. This is called Go Big or Go Home. This is a wreath that I've been thinking of and planning for a very long time, and it's finally come to fruition. It's a very large wreath with mostly Dollar Tree flowers. As you can see, I couldn't decide on one. I wanted them all. It's spring, soon to be summer. In fact, it almost feels like summer outside. So there you have it. Lots of color. And I brought in some greenery to break up the monotony. And also I was trying something new. And that is to have a tail on my wreath. You see how this big wreath is? And if you'll notice, I have my hot glue gun and my trusty dusty wire cutters, along with a few friends I've had for a while. I'm going to give them up for the wreath. And it's going to be an outside wreath, not an indoor wreath, as well as some hanging greenery. Now I had to get that at Hobby Lobby as well as the zip ties. And these cattails also came from Walmart. Everything else was Dollar Tree, with the exception of the wreath. I had to get that at Walmart as well, and that was about $3. Now, what my process here is making a swag. I'm going to make two swags, a large one and a small one. And I'm just basically gathering everything up very simply. A top and a bottom, pretty much equal, each flower being, if I have two bunches at the top, I have two bunches on the bottom, and so on. So what happened is we have the purple zinnias and the poppies, as well as the yellow flowers, along with the daisies, equal in bunch, and then I'm just gathering them together with the cattails with a zip tie. And then once you get that, you have to really bunch up the flowers. You want to point them as if the sun were shining on them, meaning they all had to face upward. And I'm going to attach this beautiful little birdhouse that I got. I got that at Walmart as well. It was half price, so of course for $1.97 I couldn't say no. And I'm making a little area for the birdhouse right here. Also, I'm kind of building up that area to accept the swag so that it doesn't fall flat, in other words. So I'm making sort of a bed, also adding interest once we add the greenery. So we're going to attach the first large swag to the bottom quarter with zip ties. This one required one zip tie in the center and one zip tie at the top where the cattails are. So there's two zip ties there, one holding the swag together and one holding it onto the wreath. And then I zip tied the cattail also at the top to make sure that it would stay on there. Excuse my head. Had to put in a little elbow grease there, and I'm fluffing the flowers to get them all facing forward. You see, my goal here is to make it as full as possible. It's a little bit fuller than I thought it would be. In fact, it's a lot bigger than I expected, but it's going to be outside, as I said, so I didn't mind. From the street, it just looks fabulous. So I have my little bed there to put the birdhouse on, and I found out that even though I may want it to fit the way I want it to, doesn't mean that it's going to, but I'll go over that later. I'm working on the top swag now, and this one is going to be smaller. It's just basically to balance the wreath out. And again, I have the ferns and the spider plant. I'm using those in place of the cattail because obviously that would be too big. And then I'm just layering the flowers that I want. And because there are so many flowers, I'm just kind of putting them willy-nilly, not in any real order. But again, just fluffing them a lot to make sure that they look as though they're looking towards the sun. And the poppies, again, those aren't as many in relation to the zinnias or the yellow flowers, but I think it worked out pretty well. I wasn't looking for balance here. I was just looking for, that is in color, I was looking to balance the quarter, the bottom quarter with the top. So again, those are being attached with the zip ties. And I'm fluffing. I think it really looks cool when you fluff it, because it's amazing how when you point them up that they really do almost look real. These are also plastic flowers versus silk flowers. Silk flowers, when left outside, will fade, whereas these plastic flowers, they're made with the color injected already, so they won't fade, or not as quickly as the silk flowers anyway. So I'd been doing a little bit of research into the types of flowers because I really want it to last outside. The problem that I will have is that the birds will probably want to make actual real nests in my wreath. I have had that happen in the past. But anyway, I'm very determined to get this birdhouse on there, and I'm thinking that it's just going to take a little hot glue, and I was wrong. So I devised a way, excuse my head again, I took the liberty of creating a zip tie hold. I hot glued the zip tie onto the birdhouse and then onto the wreath, and so on and so forth. It took about 4 zip ties and 1 piece of paper, which I also glued to the back of the birdhouse, wrapped it around a stem, and I actually got it to hold on there pretty good. If you can see, there's quite a lot of hot glue, and that birdhouse is not going anywhere. So I did have a lot of fun making it, and I hope you enjoy watching it. Now, the final analysis is this. When you go big, you gotta go home. And I put a lot of greenery, I put a lot of flowers, and I put a lot of effort into it. Took me 2 full days, and I wasn't feeling too good on the first day, and it kind of reflects in the kind of work that I did, but no excuses. I love it. It's okay. It's huge. And like I said, from the street, oh my gosh, it looks lovely. But it is definitely full of color. So here I'm just fluffing everything up again, and I'm putting in my greenery. I wanted there to be a tail, and I wanted there to be a ribbon, and I'm not the best ribbon maker, so this is basically made just like the old ribbons. I made like a ring of the ribbon. Then I put it together with a zip tie, fluffed it out, and there you have it. Not the best, but just enough color for what I was going for. Again, there's quite a bit there to see. I do hope you enjoyed watching it again. As I said, I enjoyed making it. This last part is just attaching the ribbon, and then I'll attach the hanging mechanism, which will be a zip tie as well, and then we're putting it outside. So enjoy it from here. I hope you enjoy the color. Oh, yes. This is a sunflower that I had downstairs in my basement. I needed something to fill in that hole. And guess what? Oh my gosh, it worked out perfectly. That is about 13 years old. So it has a new life. Take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful spring. And I'll see you soon, because wreath number 2 is on its way. Be ready, because it's coming. Bye now.